Yep.
I feel like we should come up with like an indication that we're recording. Anyway, hello and welcome to today's Toonkind FPS. My name is Inky, and today I'll be playing M1A, Little UFO, and
And one day, my beloved.
maybe someone else as well. And with me is my very good friend.
Hi, I'm Mark. Uh, I'm playing Blink Lightly. Everyone's favorite lamp with feelings.
Yeah, we love Lamp.
Lamp has been doing things.
Yeah, Lamp has been doing a lot. How has Blink been doing? What has Blink been up to lately?
Well, I don't know the exact timeline. I don't think we ever did an
We
exact
did,
fucking timeline for this. But it's been a couple of weeks or months since Dream
yeah,
Within a Dream, somewhere in there. Um,
yeah,
it's been a bit of time. Uh, and then they were in Ruindahl for a little while. So it's probably at least a month
yeah,
since that started.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a little while. I don't know exactly how long it is from your perspective of the little
Uh,
UFOs.
I think it would be roughly that time, way after, probably after the ruined all stuff, and for me, it's just been probably about a month of meeting new people
Cool, 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 cool.
and just trying to find their footing
Month and a
with
bit.
no feet.
Month and a bit.
Month and a bit, yeah.
Um, yeah. But
But yeah,
sometimes when you help out a friend, and then that friend is like, "Hey, you need to like leave right now," and you're like, "Yeah, okay, I can give you some space," but then you also don't hear from them for like a month
yeah, that's the problem with
through no fault of anybody in particular. These things happen sometimes.
yeah.
Sometimes you're off doing who knows what fucking shenanigans.
Yeah,
Sometimes you go
so
fucking brain diving
yeah, sometimes you go diving into a brain for to help acquaintance with a mind
to
flayer.
help someone who pushed you down a hole.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sometimes
yeah,
stuff just happens, and
it
but
happens.
yeah. And in any case,
Blink's back in Waddleton.
let's back in Waddleton.
Nailed it.
Blink.
Intro done.
Yeah, yeah. Blink, what brought you back here to Waddleton?
I mean, man, I feel like I should answer as Blink because that's fun. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's I mean, he could say a bunch of different things. He's like, oh yeah, the narrative, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I think he was. He spent time in Rundall and was like hanging out with people and like becoming better friends or whatever. And then he probably at one point was like, oh, friends, yes.
Oh.
And like, I mean, M1A didn't say like leave and never come back. Blink
No,
figures a
no.
month is definitely enough time to give someone some space and then come back around and be like, hey, like, you doing okay? So I think Blink is in Wildton to check in, but I think he is, given from his perspective, the sensitive, like, nature of exactly whatever was going on, he still doesn't know fully. He's
Yeah.
also a little bit hesitant to, like, just rock on up one day and be like, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah, understandable. M1A had dismissed both him and Marcel pretty abruptly. Um,
yep.
and without really much information to go on.
And M1A
So
does not know where Blink lives.
no, M1A does not know where Blink lives.
They can't just go visit like they did Marcel. Even if
No.
Marcel doesn't live there, but they know where they could find him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, so this whole thing is a little bit of a mess, but
It's okay, it's fine.
But
That's how they did it in the olden
Blink.
days.
Yeah, exactly. uh, Blink. You remember where Woodlake's lab is from last time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would it be?
Uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh,
I want you to
no.
finish your thought.
And you see the house, um, and it's weird. It's weird, kind of technological marvel that it is. What do you do?
Okay. So Blink like kind of walks toward it. I mean, first of all, yeah, it's way cooler to see it in the daytime. Um, and he kind of walks up and he kind of stands in front of the door for a second
Uh-huh.
and he like looks around and he like walks away. And then he like 5 minutes later he walks by the house again and he's trying to like get an angle and look in the windows. Is if this is up to you, but if M1A is in there, do you want to roll like a perception, or you could just roll a perception general, and then
I
I just want
so
to know if, or like the M1A could just be like outside across the street watching this happen.
well,
That's for
I
you to
do
decide.
actually. Well, first I'm gonna roll
Yeah, do
perception.
your do his perception roll for me. Just he's not sneaking per se, but he's also
No,
not being
no.
very obvious. Oh yeah, oh
Okay,
yeah,
18.
that's like that's
Uh,
fine.
However, so Blink, you are being watched,
Oh,
but uh, that's a nat. That's a nat 20. Blink, what you don't realize, uh, because the nat 20 I just rolled was in
yeah,
stealth.
I guessed.
Uh, there is a UFO kind of hovering nearby, about to try noticing you, perking up at the side of you, rushing over, about to say something, and then just darting away
Oh
and
my god.
continuously doing this.
We have just a
Like,
sequence of this happening over and over.
yeah, yeah, they're just like, Blink, you're orbiting the house. M1A is orbiting Blink. Uh,
It's funny.
and
It's funny because space
or,
orbit's a space word.
orbit is a space word.
Love it.
Um, and I think at this point, well, something's got to happen. So, I'm gonna, I am going to say that, Blink, for whatever reason, a rock appears at your feet.
Like it just like poof, it's there, or like someone threw it from a direction, or like
Poof, it's there.
does he like accidentally kick it as he's walking?
He could, if you make a dexterity save.
Sure, sure. This is a trapped rock.
This is a trap rock. It is a rock with ill intentions.
4.
Oh,
He he
uh,
uh he accidentally kicks it really hard. It bounces off a light pole and smacks him in the head.
oh God. Okay, this at least shakes some M1A out of their hesitation,
Ow.
and they say observation. That looked like it hurt.
Oh, hi. Blink says from still on the floor.
M1A is hovering
Yeah,
above Blink,
he's
like,
got the thing where like it's like M1A looks like they're upside down. It's
yeah.
like
Blink is like, oh hey, and M1A, uh, they're I think without really thinking, they shift into their winged mode and they offer a hand for Blink to take.
Oh yeah, he takes it like it's the most natural thing in the world. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, so
Uh,
I take it you saw that.
and when he nods, their antennae drooping a little bit. Blink, friend, you you are here.
Oh yeah. Hi. Yeah. Um, you're also here. Hi.
And when he tilts their head and says, "Hi, you you've said hi 3 times. This this is an appropriate amount of highs."
Huh.
And uh, if you want, you can roll insight on
Yeah.
M1A.
Blink, what was your insight? Wait, double check your insight. Because I don't remember what it was. Numbers. 11.
11. It's not. I'm not giving you a very high thing to beat at this point. M1A tip to toe looks very sheepish. They're looking at you and they're not quite meeting your gaze, and they just kind of look. You the last time you saw them, they were pretty intense and very like at one point they were very upset at you and very forward. The last time you saw them, they were very sad and they forcefully, well, not forcefully, but they basically escorted you out
I
of
mean,
the lab
I mean
without explaining
it's kind of
anything.
fair. I mean,
Yeah, and they look very sheepish and they're just having trouble looking at you blink.
okay, what about low?
What what about what?
If it if it's too many highs?
Oh, and M1A processes this. And low? No, no, that is not. And
Hello.
and M1A actually that surprises M1A, so they actually
Nailed it.
uh
Got it.
they actually laugh a little bit. That no, 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 no. I'm here to be serious.
Oh, okay, alright. Blink like stands up straighter. He like
um
crosses his arms. He's like,
I
seriously, how you doing?
um and when a kind of their wings perk up a little bit more and they say, I I no, what is important is that I say that I apologize for pointing my blaster at your face and for having to depend on you to help my friend.
Blink like considers this for a second. He like kind of like lists off on his fingers. He's like, okay, one, um, apology accepted. You're forgiven. The circumstances were. I understand your perspective. And two, you don't need to apologize for that one.
Query, I do not.
No, no. I mean, I mean, first of all, I like to help. So if someone needs my help, then they're I don't want to just say they're giving me something to do because that doesn't really cover it, does it? Uh,
Um,
also you're my friend, so that's what friends are for. He just kind of like gives everyone a little smile. What he hopes is a
uh,
reassuring little smile.
Monet kind of they look at Blink and they're finally looking at you face to face. Um, and they look they still look a bit sheepish, but they kind of look like they've relaxed a lot. They're still like you get the feeling they're still quite tired and a little bit down, but they
Low, you
seem
might say.
genuinely low. They're just descending to the ground. No, no, they're still at
Yep.
the same face height. They're but they seem relieved that you've said that in a way. Um,
Yeah.
and they look up at you and they say, "I, I also, I, I should be thanking you."
Oh well. You're welcome.
Um,
I mean, really, if anything, I should probably be the one apologizing to you. I didn't mean to go look into all your business. I know private stuff is private, but
yeah,
we were
one of
we were
M1A's
we were kind of
antennae
worried about
twitches at
you.
that.
We were kind of worried about you. And Marcella and I, we couldn't find you. Uh, so sorry about that.
Mary, you were worried about me.
Well, yeah, 'cause it seemed like a hmm. I'm like, how does Blink say this in a way that's not like he will? Well,
Uh,
the answer right in this moment is no, he wouldn't, because sometimes he's just like this. I think he
yeah,
just goes,
yeah.
well, you're making a lot more problems than you usually do, so something was probably wrong.
And what a uh,
I'm like, how do I say
they're
this nicely? No, Blink wouldn't. He's just gonna say
no,
it.
no.
That's where his brain is at this moment.
M1A's antennae twitch a little bit. Like you get the feeling that it's like they've made more problems.
He did not mean it in like an accusatory way,
Oh,
but
oh no, no, absolutely not. but they but they fidget a little bit and that sheepishness is back and they said, I needed things more than others. My friends needed help more.
yeah, I mean
So
that is a fair point.
and then M1A kind of sags and says, or you were worried because I was not being efficient.
What? No, 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 no. Hmm. Well, okay. When I first met you, you seemed like you needed a little bit of help with stuff. Um, and then the next time I heard about you, you seemed like you needed a lot more help with stuff. And so I was worried that that trend would continue until things got very bad. But not,
And
but because I wanted you to be okay yeah.
you kind of you notice your words kind of have an effect on M1A initially, like needing a little bit of help, needing
Oh
a
fuck!
lot more
Oh no,
help.
Blink, please.
And M1A is like kind of drooping some more and more and losing air. Basically, they're kind of sinking a little bit. But as soon as you mentioned that you were hoping that they were okay, they kind of regain their lost air and they look up at you. Um, and they mutter to themselves, "This concept is still new to me."
I think Blink just kind of like nods thoughtfully. He doesn't have anything specific to say about it.
Ah, yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah.
well, that's how it's always been for me. So
And then 1A kind of tilts their head and gives a small nod. Mm, Inkwell is different. They and they kind of they decide to retract back into their UFO mode, and they look at you, Blink, and they say, "I I am glad you are here. I
oh yeah,
I had no Marcel Cook is back at the kitchen in Toontown. I did not know where you were."
you just see like a really quick like flashback slideshow of all the shit that has happened. And Blink's like,
I
well, I was kind of traveling in a way.
Oh, was it a good journey?
If Blink could make the like, what's the like grimace like emoji,
Yeah.
like grimacing face emoji, like he would. I think he does. He'll just say like, uh, I mean, it turned out okay. It turned out better than I thought it would actually. So that's good.
I think M1A is going to try rolling
Yeah,
insight
go for it.
for. Let's see. What's your insight M1A? I don't remember it being very good. That's a +1.
Nice.
Oh, that's an 8. M1A doesn't really pick up
Yeah,
too
yeah. Everyone
much.
definitely
Like
does not.
maybe, yeah. Oh, well that's very good, isn't it?
I mean, Blink's not like lying. He's just
No, he's
leaving a lot
not.
of parts out
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's he's still
Um,
processing.
and M1A kind of they look around and back towards the lab, and they say, "Oh, I I did not introduce you."
One thing that I think everybody can pick up on, like looking at Blink's face, is he's been dying to ask. He's been dying to ask. He's been really trying not to.
Oh. Oh,
To your friend?
uh, yes. I oh, they could introduce themselves. Um,
Okay.
and
I mean, I thought
they
any friend of yours, I would love to meet.
and when A starts heading towards the lab.
Yeah, but we do this.
Um, just very quickly, I'm going to roll something.
Go for it. God, if Maud was here, I would ask a bunch of questions about the lab
Yeah, yeah.
because
Unfortunately,
there's
I
like a
cannot.
sequence in here where Blink goes in and like touches stuff and like accidentally breaks things and then like has to put them
Yeah,
together very quickly. Woodlick's not here. Woodlick's gonna come
yeah.
back and it's just like why is my shoe on the other side of the room? And it's like it's holding down part of a mechanism that like
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't take many liberties with the lab here
yeah, no, it's
because
fine. I'm
Wanda's not here.
just
But
know that there. Imagine there's a sequence in here
yeah,
where like Rube Goldberg machine esque, and Blink just barely stops it in time
yeah,
for like shit to not completely fall apart, and it's just being held together by like he's tied
yeah.
the shoestrings around something. I don't know.
He's like he's twisted himself in like five directions of like in the mechanism, like
This is
one
all like
arm.
M1A like goes into the back room or something for like a
Yeah.
minute.
And when it comes back out and Blink is like his hand is like blocking one marble, uh his head is like blocking like the fan on another part, like
And then
his foot is in a
he like
bucket.
finishes tying a knot and then like whoop goes back to normal.
Yeah. um but yeah,
Oh hey,
you Query, what did oh
don't,
oh never
don't worry
mind.
about it.
um and if uh however, if you look to the right of the door, you see a familiar looking little nest,
Uh,
a little box with a bunch of stuff surrounding it.
I mean, I think Blink probably is gonna like kind of just go over and look at it because he's like, oh, I remember this. Okay. Uh,
um and you notice it just has a bunch of little some knickknacks, but some additional things as well. I'm just gonna very quickly pull up the thing. You recognize actually that one of the objects surrounding the nest is the tin can that you helped M1A mend and seal over.
uh, ah.
And and M1A points at it, uh, like to indicate it, like, look.
Oh, Blink definitely like nods and like gives that one a thumbs up. He's like, yeah, yeah, looking good.
And M1A beams a little bit, but then they kind of look around a little bit and they say, "Oh, oh, please come out. Please come out. You wanted to meet him, yes?" And there is silence in return.
Damn. I was just like, okay, what would Blink do? Blink's gonna start talking. Just like, what is okay? What is Blink saying? I think Blink is just like, hi, he's like like looking up at the ceiling. He doesn't know where he's talking to.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, I'm Blink. You wait, you might have known that already. Hi.
Um,
No, wait, is
and
that too many highs?
there, and M1A kind of perks up a little bit and says, "There are not enough lows."
Okay, hello.
But after that, M1A kind of makes a face and says, "That is strange. I thought they would be here. They are never They're never away from Woodlake's lab without me.
Well, maybe
And
they're
when
shy. What if I close my eyes and Blink like puts his hands over his face?
I and when he's gonna try and investigate
Yeah.
to
Blink
see
immediately not helping with that.
if investigation. They're pretty good at that. Not good enough. They're looking around at like all of the little contraptions and little machines and stuff like that, and they're looking around, and finally uh, they kind of huff a little bit, and they say, "Cody, Cody, where are you?"
Blink kind of peeks through the hands.
And Emwade is kind of scratching their. They've gone back into their winged mode, and they're kind of scratching their head a little bit. And they go, "Oh, maybe Cody is off exploring, but that is not like them."
Well, I mean, are you sure they're not here?
Um, and Ewane does look uncertain because, and they go up to you, Blink, and they say, "Cody, friend, usually back home at the Great Machine, they usually stayed in a small, cramped room, and they do not always like being out in the open. So they must be near here. They get tired sometimes if they're out in the open."
Okay. Blink is gonna look for the smallest, crampiest room in this place.
uh,
Blink, what's your investigation? That's an 8 on investigation.
you find a tiny, cramped kind of nook somewhere. I want to say it's like between like the fridge and like the wall or something like that. And when a makes a face and says, "But not too cramped,
Oh, well.
not cramped to the point where you cannot leave."
Oh, well. Hmm.
Um, and M1A M1A is still looking around now, and they say, Blake friend,
Hmm?
what do you do when you are looking for someone?"
Well, usually you look around. We did that. And you call their name. And then you did that part. Um, sometimes I ask other people if they have seen the person I'm looking for. I'm wondering, have
And
you seen your friend?
M1A perks up, and they say, "Oh, good idea. Um, no, I have not seen my friend.
Darn.
Blake friend, have you seen my friend?"
Not lately, no.
"Oh, Blake friend,
Yes.
I do not think this works."
You know what? You might be right. Is there anyone else around that we could ask?
Um, and
Oh, we should ask your friend.
and think M1A is like picking up now that that hey, maybe that's not a great idea. But they are going to but they think a little bit and they head back to the nest of things. And Blink, you notice that there is actually a stuffed bunny, like it's a very floppy. It's a bit. It looks new, like the fur on it looks pretty new, and it's blue and it's got really floppy ears and it's pretty cute and it's at the center of the nest right now. Um, and they say, "Query, Beryl, have you seen Cody?"
Oh my god.
And the bunny says nothing.
Usually
Okay.
silence means a no.
Oh, okay. Thank you anyway.
Amazing.
And M1A then reaches into their hammer space.
I'm sorry that somehow Blink is just not helping at all.
No, oh good. That's a 10. They pull out what looks like to be a stuffed doll.
So we have the time for shenanigans right now, so that's
Yeah, we have the time for shenanigans. And they say, "Luna, have you seen Cody?" And the doll says nothing. Okay, thank you anyway. And they put it back.
hmm.
And they kind of look at you, Blink, and they say, I. And yeah, you can see that they're visibly a little worried now,
Oh.
even though they've been kind of having fun playing, like hanging with you, Blink. They're now starting to worry that hey, their friend is missing now.
Yeah. Okay, well, we looked around, we called their name, we asked some people if they've seen them, and that didn't work, so I think we expand the search area and repeat. I was so
And
tempted to have Blink just say, and then we panic.
um and
What about
uh
outside of the house?
outside of the house. Um
Is there like
and
a
and when
yard? Is
a
there like a backyard?
and when a kind of makes a face and they go out, they go towards the door and tug open the door and head out. And I think for the sake of moving this along, I will say that the the sky is starting to get dark.
Huh.
Um,
Well, that's
and
I like the concept they've spent the entire day doing this. It's very good.
yeah, yeah, and and Blink, actually make a perception check.
Sure. 10.
10. Well, I'm gonna
I can have him
uh
turn on the light if you want. It's getting dark out, right?
yeah, yeah.
Let's do like a.
Actually, because of that, roll advantage with your perception check.
7.
Oh my god. 7. Oh, I could see why that
We
would
cannot roll
actually.
above a 13 for this.
We can't. No. So the two of, I think Blink and M1A spend a good amount of time just kind of looking around the backyard as it gets darker and darker until basically all you can really see is Blink's light and M1A's eyes glowing in the dark, and as well as the lights that are surrounding their ship.
Yeah, we have like the little like cartoon eyes in the darkness.
Yeah,
Oh, plus extra lights.
yeah. And they sigh and they say, "I do not think they are out here."
Huh.
And they kind of they look a little worried. They look really worried now.
Okay. Wow. Blink like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's like, I spent a whole
uh
day trying to find you also. So
yeah.
this isn't like that bad, I
Yeah.
think. But also
Yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah. I
he's
think if you like Blink, roll roll
would it help if he casts see invisibility?
no, I will say straight up that no.
I love this spell because it's like very situational. It's good
Yeah.
for one thing, but also it fits
Yeah.
the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Um, I will say, try perception again with advantage.
Okay. Is there anyone out here to ask?
No,
Any
sadly.
random people walking by on the street?
You see a bird flying overhead.
Okay, and the first one's an 8.
It's a
15 is
15.
the
I will
best we've
give you
rolled
that.
so far.
I will give you that. So Blink, you kind of you look around a little bit, and with your light on,
Laser
and
eyes.
your laser eyes, and you shine your light on M1A, who kind of like winces a little bit at the light,
Oh, sorry.
uh, and you point your light away, and it's there when you notice that when the light is away from M1A, their eyes and their lights they glow quite brightly in the darkness.
Oh.
And that perhaps gives you an idea.
Oh, we turning all the lights off now, baby.
um,
I
um,
think Blink does like a okay, what about this? And he goes inside and he like turns all the lights off until his light's the last one, and then he like goes in the same room as M1A and then turns his light off, and then they're just sitting there in the darkness.
I mean, is that what you do?
Yes.
Yeah. So M1A is watching you do this, like a little bit surprised because it's like because well, to look for their friend, obviously there has to be light, right, to see. But because this UFO may have glowy eyes, but they don't have dark vision.
Nope. That's
But
Blink also.
yeah,
Literally also Blink.
yeah. Uh, you notice. I won't have you roll perception again because it's pretty easy to see. You notice that there is a faint glowing sea green light on a shelf far above you.
Oh, they didn't get stuck when that bookcase fell over, did they?
No, no.
I'm just adding random shit that happened while it was gone.
And
They didn't get tangled in those wires that were also up there.
yeah.
Like,
uh and Blink, Uh, as soon as you see them and they see you,
Oh, they are.
because
They've
you're
been watching.
they've been watching.
Amazing.
Uh, they
Kill Bill
they blink.
sirens.
uh, they suddenly dart off the bookcase to hide somewhere else, but it's completely dark. So I'm just gonna roll a dex save for them.
I think at that point Blink does like point at them, but also it's dark. I don't know if Ebony
Yeah,
sees this. He like
yeah.
he like
Uh,
looks to where Ebony's like little light
I,
eyes are and like
I'll,
points, and
I'll
Ebony doesn't
see.
see it because it's dark.
I think M1A will at least see like the glowing, but yeah, no, M1A will not see the the hand pointing.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, let's see, dex save. Oh, so that was a dex save of 11 on Cody's part. You hear a loud crash, bang, clatter, but you like
And then the
that
marbles
takes
still on the floor that Blink
yeah
had so carefully contained.
yeah, and
That's
and
probably fine.
that's probably fine. And Blake, you if M1A hadn't seen Cody before now, they absolutely have now. Um, and they go, Cody, Curry, are you all right? And Cody is wordlessly. You can see this in the dark. There's a spiral looking eye
Oh,
on the
buddy.
ground now. uh, and M1A is heading over to where they can see at least Cody, but yeah, they can't see much else now.
Blink is like just standing there. He's like, well, if they were hiding, if they were hiding from me, then I probably shouldn't go over there. But also,
Oh,
no one
oh,
can see what
oh,
they're doing. So,
yeah,
I think his solution is just like light on. But he's like
yeah.
kind of standing a little ways away. He like gets as close as
Oh,
like I don't know, like 10 steps away or something.
yeah. And and M1A is uh like gently nudging Cody awake. They say, Cody friend. And Cody finally
Are
comes
they
to, and
okay?
they're fine. They're a little dazed looking, but you suspect that you actually the last time you saw Cody, and they're now in your beam of light. The last time you saw Cody, uh, they were very banged up looking, and
And they
they
still
had
are because they just hit the wall.
they still are. They've
No.
got a little bit of scuff marks happening, um, but the last time you saw them, uh, they had a huge like bandage over one side of their helmet. Their antenna was crooked. They had like some chunks missing from their ship. Um, that's all fixed now. They that's all looking fine. Uh, and you can also see uh, on either side of the ship, the little decal that you painted on to
Uh,
uh, that little plate of steel that M1A asked for assistance of hammering out.
man, it's so good.
Um,
I literally do think Blink just goes like, "Are you okay?" Like from
um,
across the room still.
and when and Cody finally kind of blinks awake, and they say, "Oh, oh, I, oh, it is very dark." And they look over, and M1A kind of sighs in relief, and they say, and then they kind of look a bit cross, like, "Cody, friend, I have been calling your name for a long time, and Blink and I have been searching for a very long time."
If Cody does look over at Blink at this point, Blink just does like a little like wave.
Cody does. And as soon as that happens, Cody's eye goes wide, and you hear another crashing sound from a little ways away.
Blink like winces. That
Um,
one sounded like it hurt.
yeah. It might
I
hurt.
could just go. Uh,
And M1A goes, "No, what? No, 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 no." Um, and they're going over to Cody, and they say they who's not too woozy, but just a little jittery and panicked
oh, buddy.
and hiding, and they say, it's like, "What is the matter? You wanted to meet Blink, friend, right?" And Cody is not saying a word, but is a little bit shaky looking. They're looking at you, Blink. And why don't you roll insight on them?
Yeah. 15.
15.
Yeah,
Um
I have a feeling, but
uh for a moment you kind of wonder if you you seem pretty sure that they are quite afraid of you. However, there's something else there, and you can't quite pin it down. But for the most part, they're just watching you and trying to see what you do next. Um, and they say, they say, "I that is Blink, that is Blink, friend, yes." And M1A says, "Yes, yes, this is Blink, friend."
I think Blink like looks to like either side and like sits on the floor.
Oh. And they go, "Is Blink, friend, a machine who speaks?"
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And then the penny drops for M1A, and they say, "What? No, no, yes, no, yes,
It's a
no." And
complicated answer,
um
but
and
probably not in the way that you're thinking of it.
uh and M1A kind of
And when I
they
also thought that, but they were kind of disappointed when I said I kind of wasn't, so probably not what you're thinking. He just kind of like across the
he's
room.
throw yeah, yeah. And M1A just kind of like sighs a little bit, and they so what you notice for a bit, Blink, is M1A has put the pieces together, and they're part they're part uh incredulous, like I cannot believe this, and oh, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
they are they're not gonna have to roll. Uh so Cody is in their UFO mode right now, and what M1A is going to do is pick up Cody on either side of their ship, uh, float all the way to the nest where the bunny is, plop them down, uh, and with whatever light that you're producing blink, they turn the lights back on.
Yep.
And they go and they go, Cody, Inkwell is different. And Cody looks at M1A and then at you, Blink.
Blink waves. He's turned the light off at this point, so he's not blinding anyone he's looking at.
Yeah. And they kind of quietly go, it looks similar. And M1A kind of they look a little sad at this. And they kind of look at Blink. They look at Blink and they say, I I do not know what to tell them. You are Blink friend. You are a not machine, but a machine.
I'm kind of
You
not a machine, but I look like one, but I'm not exactly. Like I said, it's a complicated. It's a
and
complicated and kind of personal question.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to. I don't want to completely break like the good
Yeah,
tension
no,
you're
no.
building, but I do
No,
have
no.
an idea.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
please.
silly.
Please do the silly idea.
I think Blink like thinks for a minute, and then he goes like, "Oh, hang on, wait, I got something." And he first he's gonna reach into his hammer space. So let's see how this goes.
Okay.
That's an
That's an
8,
8.
and he pulls out. Man, people have like cool descriptions for whatever theirs looks like, but I don't have a cool description for Blink. I think it's like a briefcase.
Oh. Yeah.
And he like turns around, and you can like do. It's like the thing where like dust kicks up, and you can see him kind of like pulling shit out of it and like tossing it around, and then eventually he like the dust settles, and you hear like jackhammer noises and like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
cat meowing or whatever. But eventually he
Yeah.
comes back out, and I think it's just a dex check plus, yeah. That's not a very good disguise.
Oh. Oh.
He comes out and he just has like a pair of Groucho Marx glasses on, the ones with the big nose and the bushy eyebrows. Ta-da!
um
And he otherwise looks exactly the same.
and uh Cody watching this is going to roll insight to see what the heck you're trying to do.
He's helping.
He's helping. That's a 20. uh I think Cody at least I think Cody recognizes that you are trying to be less scary to them and are trying to trying to cover up whatever parts looked like a machine.
Now, to be
But
fair, Blink's just got parts, man.
Blink's just got parts. Blink's just got parts. Blink is a tune that happens to have parts.
There's not
Um,
like on one hand, parts of him kind of look like a machine, but also
yeah,
they
but
don't.
also they don't. Yeah, yeah. It's the head.
He
It's the
put some
head
funny
that's setting
glasses
them.
on. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
he put some funny glasses on. That's great.
You can still see the rest of it, but like there's some
Yeah,
funny glasses
yeah,
there now.
yeah. and and I think Cody kind of goes, "You you are not a machine." And they kind of tilt their head and they kind of go, "What? Those those look silly."
Why, thank you, he says, and he strokes his little fake mustache that's on the bottom of his
um, and they they finally get up from their nest and they you hear a little ga-chunk and they uh, flip into their winged mode, and they look different from M1A slight in a slight sense. But and they're looking at you now, mock Toonkind.
I'm canon in
Uh,
Toonkind once again. I see.
um, but they look at you, Blink, and they fiddle with their hands and they say, "I, I am, I am sorry. I, I, I did not want to be afraid,
Oh,
but."
yeah, that's, I mean, gosh, you can't control being afraid of something.
And Cody looks aside and says, "No, I, I guess you cannot." And they look at you, Blink, and they go, "It, it's Blink, friend. It is Blink Lightly. It is the Blink Lightly."
That's me.
And they come,
He like points at
they
himself.
come, they come up a little closer, and they say, "You, you assisted M1A in helping me."
Blink like just, I think he just like kind of nods his head, like, yeah,
And
you look
there's a
better, by
small
the way.
change. And
Sorry.
and Cody kind of their wings perk up a bit and they say, mm, and you helped with that and look, and they point at the decals at the back of their arms. They go, "Look, this was from you." And when A says that this was from you.
Uh, Inky, I'm fucking dying. Okay. And I think, I mean, yeah, Blink just like nods enthusiastically. I think he says like, "Oh yeah, they really suit you. I'm glad."
and Cody is their eye is shining a little bit. And Blink, I want you to roll some insight.
Yeah, baby, let's go. Let's roll above a 8 challenge. Dice
Roll above an
parser.
8. Oh, that's a
21. Thank you, dice
21. Hey,
parser.
um, Blink, after while you were looking at Cody before, they were obviously quite afraid. Um, but there's something else mixed in there. Um, you figure out what it was. Um, you think about like how much this UFO has probably heard about you from M1A and the mystery of the decals on the back of their arms and how Blink helped you get to Woodlake and all these sorts of stuff. You realize that Cody seems a little bit starstruck.
The stars are scary. I can't blame them.
Yeah, you realize that they actually were quite excited to meet you, but the silvery parts were quite frightening, but also they were genuinely wanting to meet Blink lightly.
I don't know if Discord picked up my strangled cry there. Fuck.
Oh.
That's one for the recording crew. It's so fucking sweet. I think Blink I don't know. I mean, he's just gonna kind of keep going. He's gonna keep talking. I think he said something like, "Yeah, I think I did that one," and he points to whichever one was the one that he did. And
Yeah.
Emily did a really good job doing the same one on the other side.
And M1A, who's been watching this and is notably brightening at the sight of this conversation happening, kind of hovers over and they say, "It No, it took me 2 hours to replicate."
Well, it was 2 hours well spent. You did a good job.
You get the feeling that M1A took so long just to do that little pattern.
Yeah. I'm
Because they
like,
wanted
Blink probably does the thing where he like hesitates because he wants to like reach up his hand and like pat them on the shoulder, but he's also pretty sure M1A is like no touchy. So he's just
yeah.
I think he settles for like a thumbs up.
Yeah. M1A looks at this and they look at their hand a little bit and they do a thumbs up back.
Oh, excellent. They're communicating.
They're communicating. And Cody suddenly blinks and they go, "Oh, I I wanted to thank you, and I think if Blink Friend taught things, then Blink Friend must be very smart, and if Blink Friend helped without fear of replacement, then Blink Friend must be very brave."
Aw, shucks.
Uh, and M1A kind of begin like they nod. They agree, but they also kind of have a knowing kind of smile of like it's like aw. Oh, their friends gushing. They haven't seen this happen in a while.
Uh,
um, and they then sigh and say, "This we could have sorted this out sooner if you had let me know you were afraid." And Cody looks a bit sheepish at that. "It is not easy to say."
I think Blake is just like, I mean, I could have put these on sooner. He's still wearing the glasses. He has not taken them off, just so we're very clear for the image in our brains.
Yeah. Cody actually looks at the glasses in curiosity and reaches over and takes them off. and just sees regular Blink,
Hi.
and Cody kind of smiles with their one remaining eye, and they say, "Hello, I am C0D3 Sprocket class, formerly, but you can call me Cody."
It's nice to meet you, Cody. I'm Blank. I think he will, like, hold out a hand to shake, but he's not, like, insisting upon it.
Yeah. And
I don't know if they know this gesture.
M1A does. M1A, Cody looks at M1A in slight confusion, and M1A mirrors your mirrors reaching out the hand, and Cody does so in turn and takes your hand, Blink, and shakes it.
Eh,
They're
they're so good.
really good.
Good. Do you even have
And
anything else? I feel like that's a good little,
I
like, an
feel
ender.
I feel like yeah, I feel like that's a really good place to end it.
I feel like that's a real good little, the circle comes out and their hands just shake
Yeah.
and then it closes and we're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Ah.
gosh. Ah.
Well, thanks for joining us, folks.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this little
I'm
FPS
having
of
emotions.
yeah. Same.
All right, farewell
Ah,
recording. Bye.
farewell recording. Take care. Thank you for
Bye.
listening. Bye.